Antisocial behaviour, in particular deliberate fires, are a major problem for all emergency services this time of year. The consequences of irresponsible behaviour can be tragic for everyone involved. The story you are about to see is a reconstruction of what actually happened to a young person when a day went drastically wrong.
Jack here has been arrested on suspicion of criminal damage by fire, and the necessity test for the arrest is for a prompt and effective investigation. You do have certain rights when you're brought into custody. You will be given those rights when we're getting an appropriate adult for you. We've already got your property there, Jack, so what we're going to do is I want you to take your hoodie off. You got a belt on? No, you haven't? Okay. That's great. We're going to put you in the cell, but before you actually get in the cell, because you've got laces in there, we're going to have to ask you to kick your shoes off as well, alright? That's great. You've already been searched. I'm happy you've got nothing else on you. Right, in you go. Hello, Mrs. Brown. It's about your Jack. He's safe, but I need to make you aware of something. You might have to come in.
Yes, yes, of course. Is he all right?
Just to recap then, you were your friends, you mentioned peer pressure, but you were the one.
Correct, yeah.
Now, from what you've done, what do you think the likely consequence is?
I don't know.
Now, why do you think you're here today?
For putting someone's lives at risk.
Yeah, so what do you think the fireworks caused and the address?
Fire.
Right, okay. Now in relation to that, you can kind of understand how serious this now is, yeah?
I'm just so disappointed that this has happened, and I cannot believe that Jack's done it.
I'm sure. How do you think the person who lives in the house, what do you think they feel?
I'm shocked that it's just happened. You know, confused, frustrated.
I think the demeanour that you have with me now is an indication that you're clearly upset about what's happened, yeah? Turning the tables somewhat, how would you feel if it was your mum in there, or you and your mum?
Quite upset and angry.
After this police interview, and because the elderly lady who lived in the house was seriously injured as a result of the fire, Jack was charged with arson, reckless as to whether life was endangered. Jack was found guilty and given a 9-month referral order with the youth offending team.
One of the main outcomes for Jack is his developing understanding of how the offence affected the victim, and he ended up quite concerned about the victim and the health, and that was, you know, a great impact. That person nearly died, and Jack eventually came to understand how easily that could have happened as a result of what he did.
Jack's very isolated and alone now. He doesn't see his friends. I'm really worried in case Jack gets involved in the wrong crowd and starts hanging around with the wrong people. If he hadn't have done what he'd done, we wouldn't have had to move house 3 times, or you wouldn't have changed schools for him and his brother. But we all haven't been able to step back into our old neighbourhood for fear of what would happen if they recognised him.
Jack realised how close he was to going to prison, and he's in no doubt, should he repeat, should he commit another offence of this nature, he will go to prison, and it will be for a considerable period of time.
Looking back now, I've realised what I've done and the consequences. The upset and hurt I've put on my family, especially my mum and brother. And I realise how I would have felt if it was my mum that got hurt. I'm sick of moving house and I've got no friends. I'm all alone and maybe for the rest of my life. I've now got a criminal record which will stay with me forever. I'm always going to have nightmares about what happened that night. I know the lady who got hurt that night and isn't very well. I'll always be known as the boy who nearly killed someone.